What's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel for another review. And today I am presenting a show that I've personally been waiting a long time for. Everybody's been waiting a long time for, but I love Asgardian lore. I love everything about the God of Thunder and the God of Mischief and Odin and Freya. Everything revolving Asgardians and this mythical lore I am a huge fan of. But anyway, today we are talking about Loki. To start off, this was beautifully written, and the acting was very in sync. I will say Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson have a very, very great on-screen chemistry together. That duo is awesome, and I look forward to seeing them together through this adventure over the next few weeks that this show is airing. So this Loki that we see in this TV show is different from the Loki that we know in Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame, or the Loki that we've had up until this point. As you see in the episode, they show a scene from Avengers Endgame where the Avengers capture Loki and they're actually taking him to get booked. This Loki actually gets a hold of the Tesseract because of something that goes wrong during that time travel visit. And then we are introduced to the TVA, the Time Variance Authority. The Time Variance Authority is located in the Null Zone. That's their base of operations. And basically they oversee everything that involves anything to do with the multiverse and making sure that the time streams of various multiverses stay intact. That's the basic description of why the Time Variance Authority exists. With the Time Variance Authority, we get the infamous Mr. Mobius. The Time Variance Authority was created by the Timekeepers, which are three semi-humanoid beings that oversee the flow of time and space across multiple time streams. Throughout this episode, we are taken on a nice journey of reminiscing about what Loki's done in his past. And I love this scene with Mobius and Loki, where Loki in this timeline sees his mother pass away or get killed in the other timeline. And I just love the emotion that Tom Hiddleston put into this character, especially during this moment, because it truly sees that no matter what Loki does, he definitely loves his family, especially his mom. So to see that she got killed in another timeline, and it was actually his fault, was just beautiful to see because of his reaction, not because of the fact that, you know, Freya got murked. I mean, come on. That was awful. Like, no. In this episode as well, we dive a little bit more into who Loki truly believes that he is, or who Loki really is and why he does what he does. Throughout the episode, he makes various comments that later on he attributes to himself, and he was just projecting because that's what he does. You know, he is the God of Mischief. So he uses misdirection all the time. As I said before, the acting in this is really, really well done. A lot of people that I've seen in this show so far, or at least the first episode, I've seen in a lot of other things, and I love them in their various and respective shows. So to see them in this is absolutely amazing. And I can tell that this desk guy named Casey is going to absolutely slay every ounce of my being throughout this whole series, because just alone the first 5 minutes or 2 minutes of seeing him, I was already laughing. Yeah, I like this guy already. I'm gonna wait until the next episode comes out to really say any negatives that I might have so far. Since the first episode just aired, I don't really want to say anything too bad, and honestly, there is nothing for me to really say that I have a problem with, because I really didn't have a problem with anything in this episode. I loved how they established this version of Loki as opposed to the other version that we already know. So this version of Loki we don't really know. All that we know about him is that he brought some aliens to New York and tried to take over the world and rule Midgard, or Earth. United the Avengers by killing Phil Coulson. That's the Loki we know right now. So that's this Loki. I'm very excited to see this version of Loki in action, how he does things, how he interacts, and like if, you know, later on the TVA brings him on some missions, hopefully we'll see what happens. I'm very curious. I'm excited for this, you know. Not just because I love the Asgardian lore and I love Loki, but I just love comic books, and I love that they're bringing in the TVA and Mobius and the Timekeepers and everything revolving the Null Zone, and this is beautiful. This is a beautiful time for cinema, and I'm really happy with this episode. That DB Cooper scene had me dying, and the fact that Loki said that it was a bet between Thor and him. That's really funny. I'm glad that they incorporated that. That was a nice little segue. All right, well, that's what I've got for the first episode. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I know I said some things, but I didn't say a lot of other things. And, you know, I don't want to give away too much, you know. It just came out. I would love for you guys to rush over and see it if you haven't seen it already. So thank you for sticking through this video, and I hope you enjoyed your time here. All right, until the next one.